Hi friends, welcome to our very first musical tea. We are coming to you live from my tiny house.
Tiny.
It's tiny. My father built me this tiny house and it has been Jack's home for the past month while I've been living in my parents' house. But we've been doing school out here, so this is actually both New York University and Methodist University. But together, it is Zoom University here in my tiny house. Yeah, and we felt like the purple matched the walls. That's what I thought like, actually, like, we're representing my purple tiny home.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you'll see on Emily's cup, it says EMM instead of EM. Would you like to explain that?
Yes, I would, Jackson. Thank you. So the horrible person who spelled my name wrong and gifted me this cup is none other than my mother. She can't even spell my abbreviated name that I never go by.
Shame on her.
I'm never just M. It's only for the channel. If we're being honest, I'm only M to people at grad school. It's either like Emily or Emmy, but now I'm M, and my mom, to be fair, on her part, she's a lovely woman. She's very intelligent.
She made us these cups.
She made us these cups today, and my Instagram handle is EMM_Carol because my name is Emily Carol. So EM Carol was taken, and I had to add an M, and that's why it's M. So she thought that's what I go by now because we hadn't started the channel yet. So she just assumed that that's how I would spell it. Anyway, I'm not changing it because she's wonderful and I love it so much. And it will just add flavor to musical tea time. Musical tea is kind of like this segment we've added to our channel where we drink tea and we talk about the tea in the musical world. Really, our tea, we don't have a whole lot of insight to what's going on. We just love...
We got opinions.
Yeah, we have opinions, and we just love shows and talking about them to each other. So we were like, I'm sure there's people out there who didn't get to see something that love it just as much as we do, and we really wanted to share that. So, tea.
So, for our very first musical tea, we're going to be talking about Bandstand, which we just watched this weekend on Playbill.com. So Bandstand is a show that takes place post-World War II, and it follows the main character is Donnie Nowitzki. He's a veteran, and just comes back, and he's like a child guru.
He's a prodigy. He's a piano prodigy.
He plays accordion, and then he's fantastic at piano. And he comes back, and it's harder for him to readjust and get back to the way life was before because he's gotten a few years older, and it's like they're hiring these younger kids to do it. On the radio, they announce a contest for someone to write, I guess, like an American patriotic song.
Yeah, it's like a coming home patriotism song for all the veterans after World War II. It's a competition through NBC, and he hears that, and that's like his breakthrough moment. Like, I have to do this competition because I'll win, duh.
He gets a band together of all veterans, which is a big thing in the story.
It's a big part, yeah.
The story really just follows the path of those characters in that band going through life post-war and trying to
win the competition.
Yeah.
Trying to like get gigs and like play together and like work through their PTSD. Ugh, it's a wild ride.
So, initial thoughts on the show.
Initial thoughts. I'm just gonna go. Great dancing. Music was fabulous. Here we go. Lighting was fabulous. Costumes were fabulous. Some of the actors were, I mean, they were all great, but like some of the moments just like I was crying. I couldn't help it. It was insane. The plot was, I mean, it's really great. And then like the pacing, I just noticed like the pacing of the show, the plot, and like the music, it was really well done. It was a great show. I give it an A+. What about you?
Yes, I agree with the pacing there. Some shows, I feel like there's a lot of like, here's a good song or two, and then it just like drifts for a while, and then it's like, oh, here's another good one. But like Bandstand, it was like the songs were bops. It was like one after the other, and then the scenes in between were just as good and just as entertaining as the music.
Yeah, and here's like one of the mother of all compliments that I feel like I could give is a lot of the songs, besides the one where they're like performing, which is like a diegetic song, which means they're like performing within the show. Besides those pieces, mother of all compliments is whenever you forget they're singing. That happened quite a few times in the show where I forgot that they were singing, and then I was like, oh wow, they're really talented at singing, because I'm so drawn into the acting and to like the plot. It was really overwhelming. I was a little touched emotionally by this show. It was great.
So what was your favorite song? Or should I go scene first?
Favorite scene was after the guy from the competition told the band people that they weren't getting their way paid spoilers, that their way wasn't paid to get to the competition because they won the preliminary rounds. And Donnie, the main character, just kind of has this meltdown because, long story short, he promised his best friend in the military that he went through everything with, that they were going to be like musicians when they got out of the war, and that they were going to ride all the way to New York on this special train, and like they were going to live in the best hotel when they were like gigging and stuff. So then like after they get told they aren't respected enough as veterans or as, you know, contestants, that they had to pay their own way, and they just got back from the war. They're not making money because they're lost, quite frankly. He has this meltdown, and he's saying, it's kind of a song, but it wasn't my favorite song. The scene, just like, that was one of those where I didn't remember they were singing. He was just like freaking out, and he wasn't playing like he was freaking out, which is the pitfall for that kind of scene where you have a meltdown. He just like lost it, and it was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite scene too. It was just so much raw emotion, and it was just like, this guy's actually going through this.
Yeah, like, Corey Cott. Come on, man. Give some talent to the rest of us.
Please.
Please. It was so good. And then Laura Osnes. I love her. I love you, Laura Osnes. You're amazing. But her character, what's her character's name?
Julia Trojan.
Yes. Her character, Julia Trojan. She kind of lost it too when he did, and that was, I mean, it added, like, everyone that mattered, almost everyone that mattered, like, in the whole show was just, like, right there freaking out together, and it was really sad because it also highlighted the PTSD aspects of it. It was, like, not only, like, they were disappointed. I'm blabbering. It was so good.
It was so good. So what about your favorite song?
Okay, my favorite song was Donnie Nowitzki, which is actually, I think, the second song. It's one of the first few songs.
Yeah.
And that's also by Donnie. It's about himself. Or like his wheels are processing.
It's right after they he hears on the radio about them announcing that they're trying to get people to write a song, and he's kind of like, that's me. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah, like, that's this. Like, bam, I got it. The song is just so good. Like, it's so catchy, but it also has so much active lyricism. So that was another one where it was like he was talking and he was really thinking through the problem and like coming up with an answer. So that was really well done. And I gotta say, Corey Cott in that role, like, you know someone's not overacting when they just do like some of the weirdest stuff ever as their character. And I felt like he kind of, not that he was weird, but his mannerisms were really out there throughout the show. And in this song specifically, it really showed how into that character Corey Cott was able to get.
Yeah.
So it made it really special to me. He wasn't pretending to be someone. He just was.
Yeah.
What about you? Favorite song? Go.
My favorite song was probably Welcome Home, which is sung a couple of times in different kind of versions between Corey Cott and Laura Osnes, and it's just incredible. Like,
I was sobbing.
it's kind of like,
Y'all, just like shamelessly like.
it's like Laura Osnes' character writes a letter for the other people in the band. It's kind of like,
It's like a healing song.
Yeah,
like
trying
they're
to,
all
like-
working through PTSD. She's working through PTSD because her husband is the guy that was Donnie's best friend in the military.
Who died.
And he died in combat. No spoilers there. Sorry. But yeah, so she wrote this poem as kind of like a healing PTSD thing for all of them. And then they use that sucker as a song and
oh,
woo!
it's so good.
It's so
good.
so intense. And Laura Osnes, like vocally, I mean, she's just got it. No question. It's great.
Yeah.
And I had to add, Donnie Nowitzki, besides it being catchy, vocally, I was just like, good.
Very good.
It's so good. Like, listening to it, you just wait for those money notes, and when they come, you're just like, I want more. It's so good.
It's so satisfying.
It's so, like, I just want to listen to it right now. So, Jacksonian, Paris. Tell me, what did you think about the dancing and Bandstand?
I thought it was pretty cool. It was mostly used as like transitioning between scenes and stuff. And some of it was like the main characters in the band, and then some of it were other people that you never really saw besides that.
Yeah, like people in the audience listening to the band. And then in the transitions, it was really cool because a lot of the movement that was used with the band members was habitual things that they learned to survive that they like constantly do. Like there's this one guy who like always does that. And they use that to highlight how they didn't really leave the war when they left the war, if that makes sense. So that was just constantly thrown into the dancing mix that was like fabulous. So much like swing dance. So it was really fun. And then it was really like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? That's really like stressing me out. But it was great dancing.
Yeah. Another thing, for me at least, the chemistry was incredible in the show, especially between Corey Cott and Laura Osnes. I know they've sung a lot together and everything else.
And we're fans. We are.
Absolutely.
Keep singing together.
But it was very evident in their scenes. Like there were times their faces were this close apart, and they were
like,
just singing in each other's faces.
Like right here, like yelling at
And
each other.
neither of them were phased, and it just seemed like that's just what was supposed to happen.
And I'm just wondering, after they get off stage, are they like, why did you eat a peanut butter sandwich? Because I could smell it in that song. I don't know if that's what they were thinking, but I hope not. So what would be like your standout character?
I mean, I think my favorite character would probably be Donnie, because he's the main guy. I mean, it's hard not to, go with the main guy. But really a standout character for me would be Julia's mom.
Yeah.
Because
She was funny.
She's hilarious, and she's so real. She has a couple of good solo songs. Like, she's kind of like the voice of truth and reasoning.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
She came out with like one-liner, like funny things that weren't like, ugh, they had to add comedy to lighten the mood. No, it was just really funny.
It was just stuff you genuinely laughed at because it was funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like corny, throw in a joke.
No, it wasn't corny. She did a good job. A standout character for me, besides her, and besides the two mains, would be It's hard because all the people in the band had such unique personalities, but the one that's coming to mind right now is the guy that played the upright bass. He was so funny to me. But also the guy that played the drums, because he had an injury in the war and his head was... It's so sad. He had a break. He had an injury.
Stuff. They talk about it.
He had an injury. He had like 7 concussions or something like that, and it messed up his brain. So he's the only one who doesn't have PTSD because he doesn't remember it. But he just has all of this random stuff that he says.
And he's randomly like really good at math and like random things. Like
yeah.
it's
He's
so
like good
weird.
at math and he's really good at the drums, but he can't remember like where he is. Like it's just,
and they just don't get it. They're like, "How did you do that?"
And he's like, "I don't know." But yeah, the guy that played the upright bass, he had some actually like really funny jokes that I was sitting there thinking like the people that wrote this, did they come up with those jokes or did they look online? Because I only ever look online for jokes. I'm not funny. I don't tell jokes. I just like, people laugh when I'm stupid on accident. I don't know how to be funny. I'm not funny.
She's funny when it's not on purpose.
Yeah, when I try, I could never be a stand-up comedian. Like, people would throw fish at me. Jack could be funny. He would just go, So, what would you say you felt at the end of the show? Like, how did you feel when you left it?
I would say I honestly felt, a little hype. I thought it was a really good show. I kind of felt fulfilled. Like, I was like, it came full circle. It was a complete story. And it kind of wrapped itself up nicely, and how you might want it to wrap up.
Yeah, I felt kind of inspired. It was so good. It, like, left me wanting to write music.
I know, they wrote so many songs, it's like...
And they're all so good, and you're like, that was so quick. But, in the show it took them time, but I was like, wow, new song.
It's like, wow, if they can do it in one night, maybe I can do it.
Yeah. I love the song Love Will Come and Find Me Again. That was one of the ones Donnie wrote, and... It's so good. Like, I just want to jam. Yeah, like, I have to sing. I have to sing that song at some point. I will sing it.
Thanks for watching our first episode of Musical Tea. We've got plenty more to come. If you could drop a like, comment,
subscribe, and join us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome home, my boys. Welcome home, my sons. Welcome home, my husband. Welcome home, my love. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home, my husband.
Now it's too high.
I want to die. I'm like the DJ. That's why I'm like comfortable on this side.